on the agenda because it did cause a lot of concern with residents, staff, and supervisors. Supervisors, we all got visited by Paul VanOsdol of Channel 4 News at our homes, our places of business. I understand other community members, people in different positions, I'm not gonna say their name, but there was a lot of people that were, the reporters were given our personal addresses, cell phone numbers, and very interesting how this all happened, but I think it needs spoke about. I think that we need to answer the public regarding what happened with the bills. But before we turn it over to Terry Gladys, who is going to speak on some of this, I'd like to know from the supervisors what your thoughts are, what your experiences were.
Well, on a Tuesday afternoon, I had media show at my house on an issue that is now, well, you'll know now, coming out, right? These aren't working right, or would you? It's better? Yes. Okay. So, I also find it interesting that within 3-4 minutes of the news at my house, which I declined any comment on, that a resident from another community posted on Facebook, like the paparazzi, a picture of my driveway. Somebody that doesn't live here, somebody that stirs up a lot of stuff. Yeah, me too. So it's the noise of what's coming out of these meetings doesn't need to happen. You know, I've said this before, we gotta take it down. You think that there's something really bad happening? I don't see it. And I'm coming from looking at stuff, you know, I'll look at stuff. I don't see it. So I would have liked the personal, I don't know what the word is for it, but give me a call. Hey, media's coming.
I did.
No, Michelle, you sent them to my house.
No, I didn't.
He
I
told me
you on
that.
Saturday.
He told
I
me.
told you on
He told me
Saturday.
Saturday that there was something.
Michelle, excuse me, and one person at a time so everybody can hear us.
See, this is what happens.
Yes.
This is what happens.
Let's get the truth out. Go ahead, Mr. Barnum.
So, Michelle,
Oh, here we go.
You talked to me about this. I was at a car show
Very
where I couldn't
concerned.
hear anything.
Very
So,
concerned.
so this was
Why
Saturday.
don't you let people talk? You got a lot to say. It's very
Sure.
hard to understand, but of course nobody shushes you.
Okay.
Good job.
I
Fine.
was
So you call me Saturday.
Mhm.
Sunday's Sunday. Monday's the holiday. Tuesday, the meeting's at my door.
They're
How did
all
that
on
happen?
you.
Yeah, I know, but they came to me. He told me, I said, why are you here? Michelle sent me. For what?
Who sent them to me?
I don't know, that's a great question. These are all very good questions. And how did your friend show up within a couple minutes? Could have been her, could have been somebody else, but she posted it. Like waiting for this big scene of me to come out there, you know, yeah, I'm Paul Vaughn. No, I don't understand that. I don't know, maybe she can answer how that happened. Like, I'm curious. I found it weird that somebody's parked, taking pictures, probably looked like from the Nike site, of my driveway with, you know, a reporter and a cameraman, not just taking a picture of the road. I don't know.
That's coincidental, and so, Mike, you're
I'm
saying
just, somebody help me understand this, because none of this makes sense. None of it-
Supervisor
I never
Dupree
thought
calls
they
you
would do
Saturday,
that.
Yeah.
tells you that there's a problem with a late bill.
Yes.
I can speak
And
for
excuse
myself
me.
if you want to know.
I'm
don't
talking to
narrate
Mr.
what I
Barnum.
did.
Could you please stop
Are you
disrupting?
interrogating her?
I'm
Like a
asking- I'm talking with
deposition, or do you really
Supervisor
wanna know
Barnum.
what
I'm
happened?
talking with Supervisor Barnum. So Supervisor Barnum, let me get this straight.
You
You get a call from Supervisor Dupree on Saturday.
Yes.
Is that the second? Let me see, 31st?
Yeah, car show's a second. I remember.
Okay, so you get a call from her on the second, telling you that there's a late water bill, and telling you that the media was coming to Union Township.
Well, no, you said you've heard from the media.
No, what I said was,
Well, tell me.
I said that I got a phone call from the water company, that they were gonna shut my water off, because they called down here at this building, and nobody answered their phone calls, what I told you. I told you that they called my business, because apparently they pushed every extension in this building until somebody gave them my phone number, because I had a business on 88. And so they called me, saying they were gonna shut, I thought it was my water, I was like very confused. And then he said it was the fire hydrant in Union Township. So I came down just to double check, because I don't know if this is some wackadoo. Things happen, I don't know who this guy is. So I came down and I reviewed the water company bill, and I called the water company to get more information, and yes, there was a shut-off notice. But in the meantime, I told you, a couple minutes later, the news calls me. I told you I hadn't even talked to them. But I'm letting you know, like, I don't know what to do here. I looked up your phone number on Google, because I don't know anybody's phone number. So I looked yours up, you were a real estate agent, I guess, and your phone number came up. So that's how I got your number. You were gonna call me back, you didn't.
I called
Next thing you know,
I called you
me
back Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
after the news was
After
at your
the news
house.
was at my
Yeah,
house.
after
Why
the
was the
news
news
was
at
at
my
my
house?
house.
Yeah, that's.
Why were they at
seems
my
like-
house? I
You
don't
didn't call me
know.
back. I wanted to know.
So,
Yeah.
but apparently you were more interested in the news than you were about the fire hydrants getting shut off.
Well,
I
you're
told
gonna
you
find
there
out
was
the
gonna be a
truth about the
shut-off.
fire hydrants very soon.
Oh, yeah, I got all the truth.
This was all a big nothing.
Was it?
Yeah, fake
Oh,
news.
please tell me.
So I got it from
news.
Oh, I already have it.
I'm
I
very
don't know.
confused because.
Oh my
Excuse me,
God.
can you please respect the board's deliberations, please? Please, I'm asking, please, we don't wanna remove people, but we can't have this disruption when we're trying to work out problems.
And hey,
So,
Barna said to me,
We
well,
gotta
you
look,
want
we
me,
gotta look into
no,
it.
you said, you want me to let the rest of the board? No, I said,
Yeah, and we
yeah,
gotta
I don't
look
have their
into it.
numbers.
We gotta
Nobody
look into
called.
it. We have to look into it.
You
On
have
a
it.
holiday weekend, we have to look into it on
And-
Tuesday.
So, I have to ask a question. Mr. Barnett, you told me that Ms. Dupree stated something very differently on the chain of events of how the water company got a hold of her.
How, I remember somebody saying, and you said it was the tax collector, right? That's who answered the phone.
They went through every extension in the building until someone gave them my number.
Do we have extensions?
Yeah, yes you do.
So the water company contacted the tax collector, who then called you?
All the water company told me was that they went down every extension and somebody told them that one of the supervisors had a business. He was a very diligent bill collector. But I thought it was a joke. So I didn't want to alert anyone. I let the administrative staff, I asked them if they could pull the water bills for the last 2 years. I came in here in the executive session room and I stayed on hold for over an hour, went through the bills. They told me there was a $9,500 payment in July of 2021 and they hadn't seen a payment since. They said that then there was a payment in June 12th of $37,000. So I didn't remember proving that on a bill pay, so I asked them what account it was. Then I went back and I asked the staff for the bank reconciliation binder. And I went through, and it was from the Brentwood Savings Bank, Arima Sports Project, which was funded out of the sinking fund, the Arima account for that.
May I clarify?
Yes.
So this didn't occur, I was off the Friday that Ms. Dupree was here.
Could you speak up a little bit? Sorry.
I was off the Friday that Ms. Dupree was here looking at water bills, but from what I understand from Bobby, she wasn't asked specifically. She was asked if, like, hey, can I have the binder for the water bills? Can I have the bank reconciliations? But this was never brought to the staff's attention at all that this was a problem until the next week, like Tuesday after the I was not aware that this was a problem until end of day Tuesday, in the slightest. And
Was there do you know of any registered letters that came?
I know of none.
Is the phones working okay?
I did not get an answer. I did not get a call. Extension 2.
Bobby's not here, but you wouldn't have got the shut-off notices with the cancellation, so it would be a waste to ask you that question.
Yeah, I wasn't here. Bobby was here though. That was Friday.
But
Yeah.
she's not here to ask, so.
Yeah. But she was here that
So I'd
Friday.
like to contribute to this if my name is mentioned. May I?
Yeah, Bernie.
May I?
Yes.
I received a phone call because I am on the chain of extensions. Dante from the Pennsylvania American Water Company called me on August 31st, asked me for my help because he called this building on August 25th, spoke to Bobby about the delinquent monies that were due. She promised to send a check. He called me August 31st, said he has been trying to call Bobby, no one will answer the phone. Can I please help him get a payment? Because there is gonna be a disruption in the water service. I said to him, I cannot help you, I do not do payables, but I can give you the telephone number of one of the supervisors. And I passed the information on to him. I gave him no information, but he told me this office would not return the calls, no one would pick up the phone from August 25th to August 31st.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Spears. So
Oh,
that.
yeah, shutting it off.
Shut her down.
Anything else? Did you
Yeah.
have any, yeah, I don't understand. Ms. Spears, did you have any more? Okay, so then I wanted to go back to this. I'm glad that the tax collector weighed in, because in the transcript of WTAE News, when she got a call at her business from the water company, she says Penn American started calling supervisors after they got no response from the township. You,
Me as a supervisor.
okay? She forgot that.
Yeah, me as a supervisor, they called me because they got a response at the building.
Oh, you used the plural form.
Okay.
You didn't just say one.
I don't know how
No.
it's printed or
Yeah.
whatever versus the thing.
Okay,
You said
so-
plural, but it was just you.
Excuse me, please.
I fixed it.
I mean, it's a fire.
Okay,
hydrant.
so-
Word picking on whether or not
Are
you
you
bring it
kidding
down
me?
to this.
People are crazy.
Okay, so Terry, can you shed a little bit of light on this, on what you know?
Why are they interrogating Michelle? Why doesn't the bill?
So I became aware that there was an issue on Tuesday afternoon after the holiday weekend.
I can't hear you. Hold towards you.
Bring her away.
I'm deaf.
Triangulating.
Okay. I became aware that there was an issue about this on Tuesday, right before closing time, because the news came here asking for contact of some supervisors. I directed them as to how we do that chain of communication. And at that point, I began calling supervisors. He wouldn't tell me what it was about, but I wanted to start letting supervisors know what was going on. Bobby didn't know what was going on. I mentioned, this person was here. She was like,
I'm
I
sorry, I can't hear the, Ms. Dupree, please, continue. Folks, you're talking, I can't hear her. I don't know how the other supervisors
can't
were
hear
doing it.
Could be a better way.
But no, you were talking while she was giving
I
her.
can, you know what, I can barely hear. I can hear her. I mean, I can hear that clearly.
I cannot hear it. I cannot hear it. I can understand the people sitting right across from Miss Gladys can hear her.
I can't, I don't really hear that clearly.
I will do my best.
Wow, I'm so sorry. I think you might have to start all over again.
Okay, I became aware this was an issue Tuesday, late in the day, when the news came here, and I asked, can I,
What date what are you talking
this
about?
was Tuesday after the holiday, this was the 6th,
The 6th.
late in the day.
So you just became aware of it on the 6th. Did Miss Singer know that there was a news story and this was happening on the 6th?
No, the news person came, I walked into her office and I said, there was a news individual trying to get in contact with supervisors. They wouldn't tell me what it was about. She was like, weird, don't know,
Crazy.
okay. So I began calling supervisors to alert them that someone was looking for them.
Huh?
I started with Heather, she didn't answer, went to Barna. Mr. Barna had told me that he knew because they were at his house. and that Michelle knew because he told me that that the news people had been sent or been mentioned or given address by Michelle, and at that point I stopped calling supervisors because they had already known and talked to each other. So at that part I tried to start figuring out what was going on. Basically what I figured out to my knowledge is that on the 31st is when the phone calls started happening to the building of like calling all of the different extensions. I didn't get a call. I was here all day Wednesday the 31st, but I guess after they left a message with Bobby, they then started calling. This is what I got from the water company firsthand, that they started calling other extensions, got the tax collector, and as she stated, then gave the number of Ms. Dupree to the person on the water company line. To my knowledge also, so I knew then about a call that occurred on the 31st, and then 2 business days had passed, the holiday weekend, and then a payment was made on the 6th for the $10,000 in change. I also do want to comment that Ms. Singer had been working pretty closely with the water company, and they agreed to have the overage charges taken off the bill. So we didn't get charged. Sorry?
For that month.
Yeah, for that 10.
For that month.
Can I?
And not for the 12 months prior.
Right. So for that bill, like I said, it was
Wow.
not 1 month's bill. It was 3. It's $3,000 times 3
But it
months.
was still, there was
approximately
2
10.
other months of late fees that was attached to that by that time. That was already in the bill, so they took it off of one bill.
Okay,
there
I
was-
didn't see the bill, so.
So I do have them.
Ms. Singer reported to me that she got some of the late fees revoked. So we also looked into the issue with that the $37,000 bill was taken out of the El Rema account. Just to clear up, I know the news showed a picture of Finleyville El Rema Road, sort of insinuating that it was an upcoming sewer project, that money was being taken out of an account or something. That's not the case at all. It was the El Rema sewage account, so that's the sewer account that's tied to El Rema, not Finleyville El Rema Road. So I just wanted to clear that up because to me that was a little confusing. Can I finish my?
Yeah, please.
But you've got it.
Excuse me, this,
Doesn't make any better.
Miss Kennedy, could you please stop disrupting the township
Okay,
business?
so if we're done talking about the news thing, what I had whispered to him is, what I remembered was, he asked me in the interview if I told any other supervisors. I said I could only find one phone number for one of the supervisors, and I had said Mr. Warner. So I didn't send them to you, I just told you the one I told, because that's the only number I could
That's just what he
find.
told
Just to
me.
clarify that you don't think I sent them to you, I don't know if you sent them to me, but,
Can
I would
can I just
hope
finish
that.
my little like
Oh,
about the El Rema sewer thing? Is that okay? So we found out that the El Rema sewer account, I just wanted to clear up like what I went through the news article and what I found to be truth and not so much. So at that point, you know, there was a lot of conversation about what account it came out of. On the news, there was absolutely a withdrawal from the El Rema sewer account in that amount. That was a mistake. It has since been refunded.
Go ahead, Ms. Lyons, please.
It's okay, I'll wait.
It's a mistake.
That has since been refunded. And also, I just wanted to add that in the news article, it really, or video, it seemed like that was a pot of grant money, or you know, some grant money that we received that got spent on something inaccurately. I just wanted to state that, first of all, that's not necessary, like, when we don't have an account full of grant money. When we apply for grants, we get awarded the money and they hold the money. Then we can either get reimbursed after the project is, or a portion of the project is done, or we can ask that they pay the invoice with the contractor. So I just wanted to blatantly clear up that, you know, it was a mistake. It's, you know, not okay. It was rectified. It came out of the correct account now. That account was refunded, but that account did not hold grant funding for any sewage project, especially not the Finleyville El Rema sewage project, as it was insinuated in the article.
So in the statement that said, Dupree says she found records showing that a bill was paid from an account for a grant-funded sewer project that is planned to start later this year. A, it wasn't the right project, so you misquoted, is that correct?
We don't have the El Rima project is done and over with.
So, since
No, no,
I,
so-
since I paused for you to finish, can I finish what I was saying?
That's okay, Chairwoman.
Cause I was in the middle of saying something, I paused for her, then it goes to you, I have some things to say. I would hope that there would be